Today we have a coach all the way from Cape Town, South Africa, who has taken care of his mother and his sister who both passed away from cancer. So the session today is the first ever get-together of Better Days Love Giver Circle. And the first topic of this circle is going to be handled by Coach Rue, who will be talking about love giving without losing yourself. And I know that it's really hard, this is so needed, but in Better Days, we always try to address the pain points, not just of cancer patients or survivors, but also of another segment in the cancer journey who plays a very key and vital role, our love givers. So today we will dispel what people say that you cannot do self-care if you are taking care of a loved one. Totally not true. So with the help of Rudolph Maree, we will embark on a learning journey along with our Love Giver Circle on how to be able to take care of our loved ones and at the same time taking care of ourselves.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to see you all here. Thank you for having me. Charity, thank you very much for having me as well. This is a beautiful facility, as I told you before. Such a great place. I think when we walk in here, we already feel like we can breathe. I saw number 5, deep breaths, and we're going to talk about some breathing as well. But thank you very much for having me. I'm really grateful. I'm here to offer you a little bit of fresh perspective for those of you who need it. I think some of you might be way smarter than I am. But I would like to offer my bit of, in my 2 cents for you anyway. Okay, what we will do, please put your hands on your heart for a moment. This presentation usually is about an hour long, and I'm going to try to condense it into 15 minutes. So please, pardon me if I go in fast forward mode. I want you to repeat after me, please. I. Your name and surname, please. Rudolph Maree. Hereby give myself permission. To be open and to find something of value. During this session. I am amazing. Tap, tap, tap. Sincerely. And your name again. Rudolph Maree. I would like you to write down, please. Do you have papers here? On the piece of paper, I would like you to write down 3 things for the future, 3 plans. Maybe for later this afternoon, maybe family dinner, later this week, maybe somewhere at a picnic or some outing somewhere that you're planning on doing, and somewhere later this year, maybe a meet up with family, maybe travel overseas, anything to that sort. And keep it close by, we're going to come back to that later. Okay, while we are writing, I would like you to also write down 3 things on a separate piece of paper, 3 things that are weighing heavily on you right now. If you only have 1, fantastic, good on you, and you can only write 1. All right. When life gives you lemons, let's go for the lemons, please. When Rue gives you lemons. When life gives you lemons, you do what? Lemonade? There's the alcoholic. That's it. I was waiting for that. Thank you. So we've identified the alcoholics and the juice lovers. I like that. All right. So I would like you to take those 3 things that you said that are weighing heavily on you. I would like you to take those 3 things and write a shortened version, maybe just 1 word. If you're having family troubles or maybe marital problems or maybe sickness in family or something, you can just write sickness or just husband or just 1 word just to represent one of those sentences that you wrote of the things that are weighing heavily on you. You can do that onto the lemon. If you just want to focus on 1, that's fine. It doesn't matter. Okay, I have to brace you. This is getting messy. This is where the Kleenex comes in now. Do you have any idea what you're going to be doing?
Squeeze it into a Kleenex.
Did you know that a lemon has way more vitamin C than an orange? Yes. So people always make us drink orange for vitamin C, but lemons are so much better. So you're going to have your daily dose of vitamin C now. So please peel the lemon. Make sure you have at least 2 little wedges. Okay, so please take 1 wedge, and I want you to eat it. Really? Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. We're eating. It's the first time I did this in my life.
I was not ready for Philippine lemon. This lemon, excuse me, represents now those 3 things that you wrote on that list that weighs heavily on you. You understand that? This is the sour that life has to offer you. So we're going to get back to that. Well done. It's not anybody's coughing and dying and falling to the floor. Well done. Great.
We're just expecting for the tequila to follow.
It's coming later. Okay, fantastic. Can you tell me what is the most important thing on this planet? The most important thing for us as humans? Oxygen? Oh, yes. First time. Fantastic. And people would say family. I've had sessions in which people say love, kindness, and all those things. And yes, they are crazy important, very much, obviously. But when we look at foundation, 3 minutes without this, what happens? We're dead. It's the very first thing you do when you come into this life. It's the very last thing you do when you leave, right? So that's why it's so underrated. And we so often overlook this. I love the fact that number 5 on the list of house rules is deep breath, because it just brings us back into our bodies. That's what it does. I would like to place a little bit of focus on breathing, and I would like you to just sit comfortably, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to time the next 1 minute. And I don't want you to change anything about your breath. I don't want you to become mindful of it. I don't want you to change and to start breathing deeply. All I want you to do is breathe the way that you've been breathing and count your breaths. Okay, so when I say start, you start and you count your breath. In, out, 1. In, out, 2. Okay, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, go. That's it. Do you have your count? Who went over 20 breaths? Who went over 20? 15 plus? Between 15 and 20? Me too. Between 10 and 15? Great. Below 10? Wow, are you an athlete?
No, but I've been doing breathing
Fantastic.
for a long time.
Okay, so below 10, only person. Well done. You should get a prize. Here's another lemon. Great.
15.
So the incredible thing about that is that there's a small little trivia fact, is that we as humans, we started breathing more shallow, which means that our breathing stops here and it goes out. So which means that our oxygen level is never completely filled. Our lungs never fully work. We don't train our lungs to do that. That's why people have to keep reminding you to use your damn lungs. The typical amount of breaths in a minute should be anything between 8 and 14. All right, so that's the goal that we're working for. I would like to explain to you a little bit how breathing works. And let's watch a little video quickly, how it works. Air comes in, you all know this, fills out the lungs, and it contracts again, and it pushes out the air. That's how breathing works, okay? We have this beautiful rib cage. Our ribs, it protects our vital organs. Our ribs sit like this, and our lungs are like balloons inside our ribs. We have little muscles in between our ribs called the intercostal muscles, which help with the contraction of the ribs. So what happens, our lungs fill up, the muscles relax in between our ribs, and then when we have to exhale, the muscles contract and they push out all the air out to allow for new air to be filled into these balloons that's our lungs, right? So it's a very simple way just of explaining how breath works. Lungs inside the rib cage. Okay. Is anybody familiar with the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system? Are you aware of that at all? Yes? Would you like to maybe tell us something about it?
One system is the fight or flight system, which is aimed towards preservation of life, and the other just helps us get through our daily tasks, which are not as instinctive.
Excellent. Fantastic. Perfect. I can't say it better. Okay, so the sympathetic nervous system helps us to fly away from danger. It helps us to fight or freeze in certain cases. Okay, and the parasympathetic nervous system, you recognize the word in Paralympic or paraplegic, it helps us to calm down, to relax. Okay, so that's where the rest and repair happens. That's why they say sleep is so important for us, because during deep sleep, restoration happens in our bodies. The next exercise that I have is I would like you to pair up. Please have two people, and you can stand up next to each other. We can use the space. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to properly breathe in case you don't know this. Or maybe, do you want to teach the class maybe? Are you okay? Okay, so the idea is I want you to first off take a nice neutral stance. Take an open stance, shoulders nice and back, nothing forced. The idea is don't force anything. I don't want you to push your chest open. This is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you to put your ears to your shoulders, to push your shoulders back, and to drop. Oh, that feels good. And as you breathe, I want you to envision you're breathing from your belly, and it comes through your chest expands, your shoulders don't move, they stay right there, and your chest contracts again. Remember the visual of the rib cage and the balloons inside it. Okay, so designate one of your partners to turn their backs on you, please. So one partner turns their backs. And I want you to put your hands on your partner's shoulder blades. That's the one. I almost said collarbones. Wrong place. So on the shoulder blades. And as your partner inhales, you tell them inhale, and you have to feel your hands expanding under your fingers. So tell your partner if they're doing it right. Have a few nice deep breaths and feel that expansion in your partner's back. If they're doing a good job, pat them on the head, say, well done. If they have to adjust a little bit, pat them on the shoulder and say, hey, a little bit more. Nice deep expansion. Think belly breath. Breath all the way from your nose to your belly and out. Once your partner got a pat on the head, you can swap sides, please. So other person is going to turn their back. Same procedure. Now your partner can take revenge. Great. So posture is pivotal in this case. Posture is everything. If you're done, if you got it, pat on the head, and you mess it up. Well done. Ever noticed when life starts to weigh you down, we start shrinking and our posture becomes weaker? That's gravitation, that's worries, that's all the troubles of the world sitting on our shoulder, and it pulls you down. This is where the bad breath habit comes in. So the moment we lift our head and we use a psychological approach to it, or physiological approach, we physically open ourselves up and we start taking deep breaths. It's almost like the confidence returns immediately. It's one of the best tricks that I can teach you, apart from the next one. The next one, I would like to give you a very quick fix. If life feels overwhelming to you, and some of you might be aware of this trick, it's a really cool trick that I've seen many people practice as well. And life is jamming on you, you're going to need 5 seconds to do this. You go around the corner and you do the following with me. So all I want you to do is to breathe with me. I'm going to demonstrate first, and then you just do it with me. Okay, so the idea is, and it's going to feel very weird, it might be painful, it might be hurtful in your chest for a moment. So the idea is to take a deep breath in, go a little more, 3 times. Hold 4 seconds, and then exhale on a okay. So the idea is 3 in-breaths, and then hold 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Let's make it 5. And then exhale on a vocal note. Okay, so a v, like an intensive sound. All right. And let's see what that does for us. Okay, so Clear your lungs. In. Little more. One more. Hold. 2, 3. And the idea is that we exhale as long as we possibly can. Some people can actually, with that breath, they can exhale for a minute. So the idea is to have it controlled, not to just, okay, let's do it one more time together. And in, more, and hold, and how does that feel? You feel relaxed? It's a good feeling, eh? Some of you might feel a little tingly, some of you might feel a little warm. I'm definitely a little warm from this. So, fantastic quick fix. If life starts pressing you, remember this, hold on to this. This might serve you very well. Next one, okay. Your future plans that you wrote on your list. Okay, I'm telling you a quick story. You all know this. Everyone who has ever been in traffic, you will have some experience with what I'm going to tell you. So I like to go run. I like to exercise, cycle, whatever. And usually when I'm on the road, there's always some form of an ambulance whizzing past you. You see this. I mean, I've seen this already once. Well, only in the Philippines for 2 days now. We see this often. The more you're on the road, obviously, the more you will see it. And I was on the road this particular day, and 2 ambulances and a traffic officer came speeding past me to some or other destination. I don't know, I wasn't there. But I could sense the seriousness of the situation. Somebody's life might have ended that day. Or it might have changed completely. I'm not sure what happened. And as I was busy jogging, I was thinking that person had future plans that day. That person was on their way somewhere. They had plans for that evening. They had plans for later that week. It was just before Christmas as well. This was maybe October last year. They had plans for Christmas. Did they plan for that to happen that day? Do you plan something like that? No, you don't. So I was thinking at that moment, there must have been some horrendous situation where one person possibly lost their lives and all the closest people around them must have had their lives changed completely. And none of them wanted it. None of them were at all prepared for it. So the saying goes, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, get tequila, let's make margaritas. It's amazing. It's amazing. I want to ask you one question. That guy, the day with the ambulances, and when you see an ambulance and a person's in an accident, maybe losing their lives or maybe getting so hurt, did life give them chance to make lemonade before the accident? Did life warn them and say, today you're going to be in an accident, go to the shop and get sugar? Or go get tequila so we can make something great of it? Does life give us that warning? It doesn't. No. So the saying, although beautiful, I love the saying. It's really great, and I've used it many times in my life before. But it's not real life that allows us time to go and make it taste better before it happens, before we take a sip of the lemon. It was like me pushing this lemon on you and saying, eat it. You didn't have sugar. I didn't offer you anything to make it taste better. You had it. It was sour as hell. Does life allow us to make lemonade before eating the lemon? We've already answered that question. Hell no. We have zero control over what life decides to throw at us. This is very morbid, I know. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make you cry and use the Kleenex for something else. But we don't have control. Control is an illusion. We don't know what our Creator has in store for us. We don't know. We don't know when our time has come to be that person in the ambulance. We don't know. There's no way of knowing, right? So the only thing, there is a positivity. There's good news. There's good news. What do we have control over? What? I told you guys you are smarter than I am. We only have control over ourselves. That's it. That's it. Our reaction to it. That's it. Even though it's sour, we had that lemon and it's sour as hell. But we have a control over what we do with that reaction within our bodies. That happens within us. Okay, that is the lesson here in a nutshell. Okay, so we are going to have that other piece of lemon. My challenge to you, and I want you to affirm this with me. You are preparing yourselves. I love this. Grab that lemon, ladies. Grab it. And gents, I want you to repeat after me before we have the lemon. I want you to affirm with yes. Okay. You are powerful.
Yes.
You are strong.
Yes.
You are resilient.
Yes.
Again, you are powerful.
Yes.
You are strong.
Yes.
You are resilient.
Yes.
Next one. I don't want to see a face pulled. No face. Straight face, poker face. Okay, here we go. If you search for it, you can actually find a little bit of sweet in there. Tiny bit of sweet. It's not great, but there's the slightest bit of sweet in there. And this is what the lesson is about. This is about finding the sweet in the sour. This is about finding positivity in the worst of circumstance. Finding the silver lining.
So there will be a spike of lemon sales this
After this. Wait, are you selling lemons?
I should be a lemon merchant. Yes. Guys, look at my selection of lemon. Okay, my favorite quote on this planet. I love this guy, Wayne Dyer. He's also a motivational speaker. He says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. If we look at a lemon as more than just something that makes our faces squint, we can actually find some sweetness in there. It changes for us. If we change the way we look at life or at work or at hardship, it can change for us. Sometimes only a little bit, sometimes a lot. As I said, the original PowerPoint is quite long, so there's quite a few other examples in there, and I would love to share it with you in the future. But it comes down to basically just looking through a different lens. Do you know Nightbird?
Yes.
Yeah.
How beautiful is their story? It brings tears to my eyes every time. When I read this quote, you can't wait until life isn't hard anymore before you decide to be happy. And what did she do? She passed away right after from cancer, right? And she stood up there and she owned that. Did you see the standing ovations that she got after that audition? She left such a legacy just from her attitude. That's it. It's her attitude. She had nothing else. The way she looked at things changed. And the way the world looked at her changed. Isn't that beautiful? Take a look at that list of yours with the 3 things that are weighing heavily on you. Please take a look at them. And I just want you to reflect. No writing, nothing. I just want you to take a look at that and to see whether there's anything that today has given you that might allow you to look at those 3 things through a different lens. If there's just something in there that you could maybe find slightly different, slightly lighter maybe. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And I can say this, I will let this quote over and over. I think in the original PowerPoint, there's like 7 of them that I have come back to exactly the same quote. Later on, people say it after me. And if you change the way you look at things, things you look at change. Why would I put a photo of a power bank on here? Does anybody want to venture a guess why there would be a power bank on the screen right now? George, yeah? Very close, very close. George, yes? So each and every one of us, we are power banks. Can you charge your phone from an empty power bank? No. Have you tried? Maybe 2% left and you maybe can give 0.5% to a phone, right? It doesn't work. You can try whatever you want. You can tap it as much as you can punch it. You can stamp on it. It doesn't work. What's the message? You need to recharge yourself. You need to plug yourself into the wall. You need to allow that for yourself. Without power in your power bank, you have nothing to give. And how often do we go through life empty without taking care of ourselves, without looking at ourselves, and just giving, 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 and we have nothing to give. So on another piece of paper, I would like you to please write down 3 things that recharge you. What makes you happy? Is it your family? Is it hiking? I know my top 3 is hiking. Hiking. 3 things that make you happy, that recharges you, that gives you purpose. And hopefully they are 3 things that you can do fairly regularly. You know, if it's a trip to the Maldives or something, I mean, you can't do that every week. It's going to be a little tough. So hopefully you can do them regularly. And please remember now that breath that we've exercised, that could be one of them. It definitely helps. And I'm so grateful to have shared this space with you. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate you. Thank you.